is the best ice skater you've ever seen. She wears these little foo-foo things and she ice skates all over the place. To me, that's heaven, and to them, that's heaven. And for us women who like to have our hair done all the time and our makeup just right, let me tell you, once you get there, your hair is always perfect, your makeup's always perfect, your body's always perfect. You can always wear all the clothes that you want to wear. Once you go, and if you go snow skiing or go swimming, your hair still looks beautiful all the time. And you don't have to wear glasses if you don't want to wear glasses. If you want to wear glasses, so be it. You can eat everything you want, anything you want. There's no scales there because angels don't gain or lose weight. But they have this place called Ice Cream Alley where you swim in the ice cream. There's one lane that's chocolate, one lane that's vanilla, one lane that's sherbet. You got all these toppings you can stop and put on top of your ice cream when you're swimming. You want a little lick? There you go. There's your ice cream. So heaven is everything, the most wonderful thing that you could ever think of. And it's right here next to you. And I know I see a lot of angels in this room. This is a really, really crowded room with angels. Your loved ones are sitting right there next to you. They're not clear out there in outer space someplace where you can't touch them or you can't talk to them. They have told me to please come and tell you that they're waiting to talk to you. They can hear you. They can see you. They're right next to you. And if you understand that, you'll understand that you have this gift. I have a little bit of a different sleep talking. Richard also has a gift now. He's learned to talk to his beloved, hear them. He can't see them like I do because we're all individuals and we all have our own individual gift. But you can develop this gift that you have and be able to hear that little voice inside of you that sometimes says, okay, now, don't do that, or do that, or don't eat that, or you know better, you're going to get an upset stomach if you eat that. We think of that as a conscious sometimes, or we think of it as a sixth sense, or a little voice that's talking inside of our head. That's probably your mom, or your dad, or your grandparents. It's definitely an angel telling you, or whispering in your ear, trying to help you carefully through life. And we all have this gift, and this is the calling that I felt when I wrote this book, is to tell everybody, you all have this gift. Your loved ones are right there on your shoulders. They want you to know they've never let go. They never will. And that when it's your turn to go to heaven, that's the first thing you're going to see is the light and your loved ones. And of course, God is always there. He's beautiful. He's brilliant. And the amount of love that He has for you, I wish I could tell you in a way you could comprehend, because when I had that vision and Richard's dad came to see me, he offered to open the door a little tiny bit into the gates of heaven because he wanted me to see how much God loves me. And he said, I can't open it very much because it'll be too overwhelming for you. He opened his door a little bit, and the amount of this light and this love came over me to the degree that I cannot tell you how much it feels to be loved like that. And I know one thing, I will no longer be afraid of dying. And I remember telling Kilmer Oscar Jr. I wanted to go with him. He wouldn't let me because it wasn't my time. But it's the most beautiful experience that I've ever had, and I wanted to share that with you. And I might give Richard a chance to talk, a couple more seconds. But that's the main thing I want to share with you, is that this is not a gift that I have that's any different than what we all have the ability to have. You might not talk in your sleep and have somebody around that listens to you, but we all have those loved ones right on our shoulders who are waiting for you to talk to them. And they want to hear from you. They can't read your mind. They need to hear from you, but they're waiting. And they hope that you understand that you have this gift and that you'll talk to them.
When we first started, Jamie would sleep talk, and I could ask my dad any question I wanted. I could ask him about work or anything. He would tell me, oh, son, you got a nail in your tire down in your car. When you get down there, you better go check it or something. And of course, he was always right. Our loved ones are always watching over us. And for years, I'd say, Janie, ask Dad this, ask Mom that. Or if I got a chance when she was sleep talking, I could ask them. But about a year and a half ago, when Jamie started writing the book, she got bronchitis, and I we were staying at a real nice lake, and I said, "You want to go fishing with me?" And she said, "No, I'm just getting over the bronchitis." I said, "No, I'll stay here with you instead of going fishing." She goes, "No, I think you should go down to where we normally go fishing, and you should go down to the right, and I think the fishing will be good there today." And I said, "Did Dad tell you that?" And of course he did. And so I went down there and I caught the biggest catfish I'd ever caught. And when I came back, Janie said, "Okay, now I want you to think about, you can hear them too." So I started listening, and there was a time I was in construction, and we'd been driving 4 different cars, writing the book, traveling to the lake, and I was working in Los Angeles, and I didn't know what set of plans, where I had left my set of plans for a job, and I had a big construction meeting in the morning with inspectors and everything else. And normally I would have stayed up all night worrying about it because I couldn't find them. And about a minute later, this ease went over me, and I knew that they were in my truck on the job site, and I slept great. As a little boy, I used to just rub my face like that whenever I got excited. My mom tells a story when I made her a coloring book. I color one page and I'd rub my face, and I'd color another page and I'd rub my face. Well, I still do that. In fact, I did it today because we were kind of waiting for a check to come in. All of a sudden, I rub my face, and I don't always know exactly what's happening, but I know something good. I'll check my emails, or I'll see if we're having another meeting, or I know something's going on. But I've learned through Janie and through my own that every day I tell my mom and dad I love them, and they can hear me. And now lately we've had this special experience, and Janie has a little more gift than most of us have, but when I'm sleeping, she'll throw her arm around me and say, and she'll hug me real tight. So she'll say, "The mommy's hugging you," and then she'll say, "Aunt Lillian's hugging you," and then she'll say, "Grandma's hugging you," and then she reaches up and starts rubbing my head, and she's sound asleep. And she goes, "The daddy's rubbing your head," and then sometimes Grandpa's rubbing your head, and lately I grab their hands, and I hear this moan through Janie's lips, and they are so touched. They all are around us all day long, and we just have to listen. Maybe you have a thought, and then you go to sleep, and you wake up in the morning, and you think it's a little different. Well, that's your loved ones, and the more you try to communicate with them, the more time they spend with you. They always come and check on you every day, but the more you communicate with them, the more they want to spend time with you and be around you. But they check on us every day. And every holiday, I get a special message from them. It's my birthday. The whole family sings through Janie's voice. Or on Father's Day, I get messages. Thanksgiving, I get messages. Christmas, this last Christmas, I'm walking down this parking lot. All of a sudden, I started singing Christmas carols, and I kept saying, "Mom, Mom." I knew she was putting them in my ear, So we all have this special gift, and we're not here just to tell you about what heaven is like, but all of our angels want you to know that they want you to talk to them too. And my mom has shared with me, when I'm walking down the street, a lot of times she's holding my hand, and it's very comforting knowing that they're there. And I would imagine a lot of you have questions what heaven is like, or any question at all. If we know the answer, and we know quite a few of them, we can answer them for you. If we don't, I can get them.
Anybody have any questions or any sharing, angel stories, anything you want to ask? Okay.
Richard or none of the other family had ever shared any of their history with you.
The question was, Richard or nobody in his family had ever shared this history with me, and the answer is absolutely not. I did not know any of these details. I share in my book in here little tiny details about things like when Richard went and got his puppy the first time, that they went